What?
I'm just watching anime in bed.
Well, we're going live here with Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Woohoo!
Hello.
The only female voice actor here. Yay!
Yeah,
Hey,
we have
about
Spiker
Jordan?
here if you wanted to do that.
What? Jordan? Come on now.
I guess, but Jordan's the main character, so
Yeah.
kind of need your supporting female actor.
Please, it's Jordan. He
Eh.
can do both.
I mean, if Olivia wasn't here, then yeah, I'd be all the females.
Oops.
All right.
9th January. SS. Yeah. First class cabin. Passenger way.
That thing is called cheese.
That's right, the fucking cheese. Oh. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that.
I wish we managed to find some. I wish we managed to find some clues as to what that Speckled Band might be in. Might
Speckled.
be
Wow.
speckled.
We didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past the sailor guarding the door.
Not like beef.
He's clearly glaring at
It's
us,
beef.
It's beef.
as if to say, "Don't even about it." Oh, wait a minute, chotomate.
What?
Means wait.
What is it?
Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go?
He's on the
There
ceiling.
still.
Oh, yes, he's completely disappeared.
When did he do that?
Oh.
God damn it! He flew away as quickly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrist.
God damn it.
I want to do the dance again.
Do a little dancey dance.
Well. Miss Pavlova's cabin.
We shall
I'm in
not
there.
be.
Oh, it's grayed out, so you can't. Okay, that's nice.
Oh, man.
Oh, maybe.
Literally the only place I can go right now.
Did it get
9th of
worse in here?
January.
I don't think so. Just look. It's just been a while since we've been in here.
Hey, Tyler, open
Okay.
your options quick.
My options.
Yes. Right there,
Press
G.
G.
Yeah. Go to gameplay. Should be around here. Text skip. That can make the gameplay. Yeah, text skip. Turn that on. So if we ever did get green shit on, you can just skip it because it's mostly going to be the same, you know.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, the green text saying where we are and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks like they're still investigating in here.
Yes, on that subject, I wonder if Inspector Hazunoga has unscathed? Is unscathed? Yeah.
What do you mean unscathed?
Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Nahudu-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the lines for you.
Oh, yes. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he says. What he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know.
Ooh. Is he in here? How about you? You! Where did you go?
Oh, sorry. I just went to next door cabin to.
Why? Who gave you permission for this?
No. Oh, I think I used.
Stream.
Uh,
Okay.
Oh, well, I mean, Steven Hasunaga did.
That new Japanese, was it? Later, I will roll him into ball and throw him into cold room.
Yeesh.
Oh, he's gone back to guarding the door.
I hope Inspector Hazunoga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our account.
He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him for a stay at Le Carnaval.
Carnival.
Carnival.
That could be very. That could be very long time. That could be a very long time from now, Nahudu-san.
Anything different around here? Oh,
there
he's
he's
there. There's the dude. Why are you in the corner? You have blood in your mouth still? What the fuck? Oh my
Oh, you
god!
got beat up.
Oh!
Ah, you're back.
Inspector!
What happened to you? Your face is. Please, don't worry about it. They're just scratches.
Oh, my worse than scratches.
Made by a bear, maybe.
When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard.
What?
But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really.
It looks like he was joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to.
Wasn't joking.
Eh.
Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little bit about the neighboring cabin.
Do we?
Yes, so I understand. Oh? I hope this is a good enough voice for him. I don't. Ah! I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes. I don't think he was a German. I don't think he was German, though.
Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes then? We can tell you what we found out.
Yes, let's do it.
On the bed.
Oh, look at his face.
He's fucked up.
What? Nicolona Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door.
Oh, do you know who she is?
Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know a graceful angel?
Fanboy.
Oh god.
Oops, I think I upset him there.
Ew.
That was awful. Well, then that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least.
Oh? How?
Because angels don't go around committing crimes now, do they?
Oops, now I definitely upset him. Upsetty spaghetti him.
Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful?
Fateful.
Faithful.
Fateful? Yeah. If I'm honest, there's very little more that I can do.
You're useless.
Our duty is to make sure that the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here. Try not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you.
Who?
Oh, what?
Your mom.
Oh!
Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please!
So excited over that.
What is this new what is this new information you have,
I
Inspector?
told you, it's your mom.
Mama?
It's this.
Interesting.
It's the Buria Medical Office has finished its examination of the body, managed to obtain the report.
Oh, alright.
It's gonna say that it's unknown, that it's...
Oh, Kazuma's postmortem report?
Kazuma-sama.
Oh, I just
So
now
what was
noticed
the
that
cause
one
of
of his
death?
lenses is fucked too.
Yeah.
Did you just notice?
Yeah, I sure did.
God damn it, Teal.
Yeah, you're gonna go
You
use the
gonna
restroom,
read
Tyler?
your... No, I was saying, are you gonna read the line, dude? Or...
I did say it.
No,
Piece of.
no that wasn't me saying that. That was him saying.
Damage to the cerebral vertebrae is what is written in the report. Oh shit, neck damage. Got
So
fucking-
he was strangled?
Essentially, or that something in his neck or upper back got completely just destroyed.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh.
why don't you go to the bathroom and Olivia could just go take over for you for a little
I
bit?
don't have to go to the bathroom. I was...
Oh, but you said
options. I know, it was a joke.
His neck was broken?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't have it yet.
Did you be patient, Teal?
No, I want to read it!
Yes, it would seem so.
Well, now Snake is making more sense.
There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in the system at all. Okay.
Oh, wow, really?
So they eliminated that out.
Well, what weapon was used then?
These hands.
My hand.
I told you before, your mother.
Mother's thighs! The
Oh.
thighs. Nothing has been found yet, but the fact there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark.
Oh God.
You would imagine that
Oh,
your
I
neck
see.
would have bruising to it, though. Because your body tissue remembers the last thing that happens to it.
I mean, unless something was coiled around your neck.
But you would still see a bruise of sorts around your neck then.
I don't know. We'll see better.
I guess, yeah, Human Anatomy 101. Oh, the body's nerve run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wounds would be left. Obvious, yes.
Oh, Kazuma.
I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it.
Yes, please.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, it's fine. I trust you.
Aww. He's gonna
And you were
die.
suspecting him, Tealer.
In the first case, I absolutely was. I was right to suspect him, though he was lying to me.
After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to letting you leave this cabin in the first place, would I?
You got a point.
Ah.
Oh.
House of Narcon.
Ew.
Oh, now she's gonna feel like shit for not trusting Nahudu.
That's what happens when you're a punk.
That's right when you're a bitch.
Ouch. Why do I play all the bitch characters?
The thing is that, because you know, Olivia, all women are bitches.
Oh wow! All right, I take that one back.
Yeah.
All right.
Remind me to punch you when we were in Vegas.
Male Far Eastern. That's it. They don't put his name. Male Far Eastern Japanese. Time and dad sometime between 1 a.m. and a little past 2 a.m. All right,
That makes no sense.
What?
What do you mean?
Oh, never mind. It does make sense. Never
What
mind.
the fuck are you talking about?
Look, keep reading.
Cause of death. Damage to the cervical vertebrae.
You don't make
resulting
sense,
in
Jordan.
Instant death. The victim's neck was almost certainly broken as a result of a strong blow to the area. No obvious external injuries or traces of poison.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he? Yes. He seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much, as he crept about on the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. Suppose he must have become bored.
Did he say anything at all?
Actually,
Different look.
now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it.
Hmm.
It's shoe polish! Was all he said.
Shoe polish. I wonder what he meant.
Oh, what's on the floor there? It was when he was over there by that piece of broken glass. Do you see?
No.
Yeah, that stain.
Oh.
Ah, perhaps he was talking about the brick-colored mark. Do you think?
I forgot that we called it a brick-colored mark.
Ah, yes, that must be it.
But how could Mr. Sholmes known that that it's shoe polish?
He eats it on the daily.
Nice.
That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea.
What is it, Susato-san?
Well... Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue.
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 Dark tan? Instead of dark brownish red then?
Oh my god.
Blood. Yes. A little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him.
So magenta. Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? The mark.
There.
There. That's actually Snake's landmine.
Oof. That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head.
Yeah, that might be for the best. Thank you.
Oh, poor Hazunoga.
Good god.
Poor
Hold on,
Inspector.
I got a bot to delete. Give me a second. I timed him out instead of actually like banning him.
Wow.
There we go.
You got a bot. Whoa.
Oh my god, you have no idea how many bots come out on a frequent basis. At least like one a day.
Oh, no. Well. I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility.
He did it.
Kinda dropped the ball on that one.
Of course. My pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. Ah. The truth is,
I
he's
killed
my
him.
son. What?
What?
I seem to have a heavy head ever since I woke up this morning. Oh.
What the fuck does that mean?
A heavy head? That's interesting. I had morning wood. My head's still throbbing too.
Did we hit
What?
something? No, because why wouldn't everyone have like some fucked up heads or something?
Something was in your food, potentially. Could have been just the food of the Japanese people.
Yeah, but then why wasn't she affected?
I don't know, maybe she has a different dietary thing? I have no clue.
Back to the first class passageway.
No, you skipped it. I ain't saying it. Fuck you, Tyler.
We've been here forever. That's why you wanted me to turn it on.
Ah! Look, Nahudu-san!
Ah!
Seaman Stroganoff is gone.
Has gone. The
Strong
translation of the game was
enough?
amazing. Strong enough.
The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us.
Ah, him.
Ugh, all these Russian names are impossible to remember.
Biff Stroganoff is hard for you to remember. Uh-oh. I'm gonna hear a scream again.
Tra-la-la.
It's an underpants.
Is,
Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing.
she's dancing with her snake.
Tra-la-la-la-la-la. I did it the great... Oh, that might be you.
Tra-la-la, leery-leery-lay. I did it the great detective way.
I was thinking whale mom.
This Caroline. I know this lark-like voice.
Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us.
Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavilov's cabin while we can and investigate.
Definitely. Before that, Stringy Knot crewman comes back.
What the fuck?
It's strong enough, not stringy knot.
What?
Man,
Wait,
maybe-
what?
Maybe this
I
main
don't
character-
know.
I heard
Maybe this main
string.
character is me.
Yeah. It's empty.
Yeah. Miss Pavla isn't back yet.
What? Oh.
What are you doing?
I must have accidentally clicked on the history.
Sato-san. Oh, where she's gone.
Where's she gone?
Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things.
I'm reading.
There's not a moment to waste, Nohudu-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can.
Panties. I suppose you're right. For Cosima's sake.
Ooh, look at these. These are lace.
Oh, she just took that book. Did you see that?
She has a book on
I
her.
know.
Not just for Kazuma-sama.
What do you mean? Baka.
It can't be long now until we arrive at the port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there.
Really? You really do care.
We must solve this case, Nahudu-san. By ourselves if we have to.
Yes, we will.
Alright, time to fucking investigate. I'm gonna look at this bag. No, I'm not, apparently. Christ. Alright, what's with these books?
All the books are toppled over together. Look, every single one.
Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too. Oh.
It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. In Kazuma's cabin.
Perhaps Miss Pavla was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase.
Is that how you spell practicing? I don't think
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
No.
It doesn't have a C in it?
Yeah, it does, but it's also
It's 2
practicing.
Yeah. I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet at the same night as she ran away from the ballet company?
Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage.
Not everything bad has happened on the ship is because of me, you know.
Alright, we gotta put it back together.
Well, anyway, I'll set them straight again here too. I don't like seeing them in things in disarray.
Alright, what do we discover from this?
Discord is lagging, by the way.
There's
Just a bit.
nothing I can do about
It's,
that.
it's
I
just
know.
a little.
Just a little bit, so I'm sorry if our speech is delayed.
No, you're
At
fine.
least mine.
Same with me, but yeah. Ah, yes. He displayed this in the cabin too. Look, the SS Baya rules the passage.
But yeah!
Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in the cabin. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
I suppose Miss Pavla realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean.
I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. Probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine.
just hope Seaman Stroganoff
Yep, you
how
got it.
Stroganoff doesn't
Eh.
find it and throw it overboard. I don't know. Is it
Okay.
Stroganoff?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Stroganoff?
beef
Okay.
stroganoff. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Oh yes, so do I.
Keep psyching myself out whenever I see that word.
Call him just Jake.
Oh my! Miss Pavla's case is open!
What?
It's completely empty inside. But according to the great detective's great deduction,
Wink.
she was hiding a special friend in there. Wink.
Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret.
Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS. But yeah.
Is Pavla just Juniper in disguise? She has a pet snake.
I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point,
That was an armadillo and she fucking hucked it at him.
armadillo.
Just-
Where is it now?
I killed a man by throwing an armadillo at him.
Armadillo.
Oh,
There are
It's
just a
like
few
the-
books in the desk. Nothing else. By the
it's like
looks
the
of it.
movie. It's like the movie from El Dorado or The Road to El Dorado, where the armadillo was the ball for that one game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, Miss Pavla only ran away from the ballet last night. She hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all.
That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read.
Let me see. Yes. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavla enjoys reading books written in Russian.
Thank you.
Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. Great deduction,
Oh.
Sherlock.
It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruto-san. Kindly remember that.
What's in this trash can?
I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket.
Shall we have a little look and see what's thrown away?
Naruto-san. It's poor etiquette to go shifting through someone else's rubbish, you know.
Those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now.
I always have.
What?
However, these are special circumstances, I think.
You're damn right, so stop getting on my
Exactly,
ass.
we have no choice.
You're expecting too much of people.
Oh, is this a piece of shit in here? There's hardly anything in here at all.
Why is the tiara in here? Oh, well, that's a little disappointing.
What's this plate on the ground?
I wonder what this little saucer's doing on the floor.
Yes, it doesn't look like it has been dropped. More like it's put there deliberately.
Ah! Do you think? Do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here?
No, actually Pavlova likes to just eat on the floor.
Oh my god.
What?
You're
A
right!
leak? And then we see a green onion above.
Just starts screaming. Ah! Is the ship quite safe?
I'm sure that even if it's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink.
Yet.
No, you're right. Of course you're right.
Well, she's an aquaphobe.
She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she?
Doesn't like the water. Alright, what's this?
It would seem that this teapot is empty.
I would hope that was the only thing that she said.
So the natural conclusion that the Russians are very thirsty people.
Or because Miss Pavla only came to the cabin last night, she hasn't had a chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either.
How would we make the tea in here?
Definitely that you're excessively thirsty. I laid 1,000 to 1 on it. I laid 1,000 to 1 on it.
You're rather abstain, aren't you, Naruto-san?
Obstinate.
Obstinate. God.
It's okay. Eh.
Kill him. Kill him.
And let's, I'm gonna look at this bed. Let's look at the dresser.
Naruto-san, are you there?
Sorry, I might hear, yes. Why?
Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home.
Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know.
I'm gonna look at every single wardrobe from this point on.
It's a step ladder time.
Anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes.
I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck.
Well, let's look in here.
Echo. So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin right next door.
Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room.
Ah, maybe. It's so that if there was a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise their alarm. I mean, sure.
I mean, I guess.
Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
more likely.
That is a possibility. Anyway, last night Kazuma wrote that he saw a Speckled Band come out from the ventilator.
Ellipses.
Jeez.
Yes, ring it.
There's one of these next to Kazuma's cabin, too.
Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist.
No, don't do it.
Don't do it, according to...
Oh.
She barely hesitated there, and she gave it a good tug, too.
Someone's gonna easily burst in here.
Somebody...
Huh.
No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come.
Why?
We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret.
Well, that's concerning. Why do both of them suck?
That's rude.
I guess I can look at the door.
A latch, probably.
This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted hatch that our cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside.
Yes, it's not particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across on its own accord, would it?
No, and the door is made of metal. There's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside.
Wait, it's made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets?
That-
Oh, the door is made of metal.
Oh,
Yeah, not the deadbolt. That makes more sense. Because, yeah, you're not going to slide a magnet across metal to move another side of the metal. It's not going to work that way.
And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop seawater from coming in.
Oh.
So you could use the method you told me of passing the thread through the crack around the closed door, either.
I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me.
Oof.
Is there anything else I investigate? Bed.
No, you might have to maybe see if you can talk to Susano-san.
Alright, well, time to leave.
I feel like the
Huh! Oh. I'll go back to my cabin.
Are we missing something?
They're probably just missing something in there.
low leg. You give you. So this is the ventilator joins to Miss Pavlova's cabin.
Yes, that's right.
And just a few minutes before she died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. The Speckled Band, as he described it.
If only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it. But it seems she is baffled as we are.
Yes, I wonder if she's telling us everything, though.
I'm not sure.
I know, but I know most people aboard would say the same about me, but there was something about that woman that didn't sit right with me.
Can you talk to Hazanoga?
Yeah. Look at this. Get out of the way.
All the books provided for the passengers accompanying this cabin, really arranged on the shelf. Neatly arranged, yeah.
They were all over the place when we first looked around, if you remember.
Oh yes, and you tidied them up, didn't you?
You have to look after the ship properly. Unruly behavior in the cabins leads to damage.
But it really wasn't me who knocked them over.
Well, anyway, I feel much better now that they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy.
So it's clear that these letters were written on with the ink that was somehow spilled on the floor. And they spelled the Russian word for wardrobe.
It does seem to be ambiguous pointer to you, Nahudu-san, as you were sleeping in there.
But to be truly ambiguous, it would seem that they spelled out my name, don't you think? I should have just spelled that.
Well, either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine that Kazuma-sama would have written his last words or word in Russian.
Oh, he didn't write those anyways, because he died instantly. Didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
Now, the next episode of Missile Gaming.
It was almost certainly... resulting in instant death.
Me.
He didn't write shit.
We'll find out the next episode. L!
Magnifying glass.
Oh!
Just shit smear! I knew it!
They just decided to drag their ass right across the floor.
They know they can't chemically test it yet. It doesn't exist.
For fecal matter.
Which begs the question of who did write it.
Look at Kazuma. He died fucking instantly. Come on, let's read his diary again.
This is where Kazuma spent his last moments writing in his diary.
1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks to be some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Looking at his writing here on this page, it's almost impossible to believe that he's gone. Oh.
Kazuma-sama left us a valuable clue in these words. I'm sure of it.
Oh, he didn't.
We have to solve this mystery, Nahudu-san.
No.
We will.
No.
Oh.
Can't look at that.
I don't wanna.
Can't do that. Look at this shit smear again. Is that a knife?
It's really. Oh.
Oh, it really is such a beautiful color. This glass.
Color.
It looks like whatever it has.
You gonna correct it and everything?
It
No, I'm just saying color because it's...
It would has broken clean in two. God. But the other half is nowhere to be seen.
I do not understand why the color and color difference between the eastern, continents and the west is spelled differently.
And then there's this brick-colored mark.
Which is shoe polish, according to that great detective. He seemed to know all about.
I suppose it must be from Kazuma-sama's shoes.
Maybe, but I would like to know is... How can the detective be so sure that it's shoe polish and not something else?
Because he has the same shoe polish.
Because he's the murderer.
Because he's a great detective, of course.
Magic.
That's hardly a reason. Isn't it? Is it?
Oh. I'm gonna investigate that. I think we've already read this.
Yep, I'm not reading that again.
Oh, well, I haven't broken the rules.
Right, you say.
Alright, well, I will head back, I suppose. Let me look at this bag.
I investigated thoroughly, but you go in the hallway. Remember who was singing in the hallway, and you never went to go see?
I went in there and nothing happened. I didn't
You
look
didn't
over
look
to my
around.
right, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Come on, deal.
What?
You
Oh.
use the arrow keys to move.
I want to go through this door.
That door leads to the second class area. I think I read this last time.
Yeah, but I can leave now. Oh.
It's locked. I can't open it.
Why do they have somebody guarding it then?
No, well, that stands to reason.
Oh, I suppose.
No one wants to no one wants to let the murderer escape.
Ah, she gave me a very stern look when she said that.
I thought you said that you didn't think it was me.
And then proceeded to vomit. Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes, look!
It's Tim! Wow, you never know where he was going to. He turned to turn up next, do you? Really? You don't know where he's going to turn up next, do you?
He seems to be stealing a look at something as he signs to himself. Or sings. Wow. Sings to himself.
What's happening to you two? Tra-la-lira-lira-lay, I did it the great detective way.
He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us?
Or he's simply in extremely high spirits.
This reminds me of Gumshoes singing. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. Oh, I know what fucking... Oh, it's this song. And through it all, there's no doubt, it's lucky her luck was about.
Excuse me?
I solved it all and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way.
Mr. Sholmes!
What is it, you? You want to fight? See? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing is about to reach the climatic finish.
Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now is a good time as any.
Punch the shit. I barely dropped you on the floor with one of my famous right hooks.
Alright, I get the picture. Now, could you put those fists away? I'll give you the 1, 2, hey, she.
Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you.
Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in study of the ship's log as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on board here.
On guard.
On guard here. On guard!
Oh, yes, the ship's log.
Did you find out anything useful from it?
Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank.
Which means that there was nothing to report. Nothing of note. So, nothing of happened. Yeah, nothing of note happened. So,
You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it.
sorry.
Your logic, my boy, is inverted.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Sholmes.
Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem that the same crewman oft stands sentry in this first-class passageway, and he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour.
Oh, so he writes that in every 30 minutes?
Nothing to report.
Precisely! Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that.
Even you say.
And yet...
Grow up.
Okay. The ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report.
Do you mean?
Yes. There were circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman being absent from his post.
What kind of circumstances? What happened?
That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure not something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file.
The ship's log.
In your mental file.
Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Finally.
Yeah, actually, that was actually some good fucking evidence. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes brilliance. Oh.
What is it? Are you hurt?
Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Okay, so it ain't just us. It's also the British.
Rude, Tyler.
Well, my friends, until our next encounter. He just fucking dives through the window.
He's still singing to himself. I can hear him as he wanders off down the passageway.
He's singing a rendition of My Way.
Ma.
Yeah, exactly. My way.
Is something wrong, Susato-san?
You're finished.
Seem lost in thought.
It's just, well, I feel the same.
Oh, she's got a throbbing headache too!
Sorry.
Ever since I woke up this morning, I've had something of a headache. Sort of. Continuous throbbing.
Are we in a fever dream?
Oh,
What's
you
happening
too?
right now? Are we dying? Are we gonna explode from pressure?
Ah! What's that?
Is that a phone call? What?
It's on the edges immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile forward.
Oh shit.
Full stop! Hard to starboard! All hands! Brace for impact!
What?
We're about to
That's right,
eat.
and then
Are we about
The
to
fuck?
eat shit? See, this is
What
what I
the-
thought our throbbing headache was from, was that, like, why all the books were knocked over, was because we collided with something, and that's what possibly killed him. Is he hit something very fucking hard.
what the?
I think we're about to crash into another ship.
Titanic! No! What?
Oh! Uh-oh.
I can't see him.
Susato-san, hold on to me! Rah! Susato-san, are you right? Are you injured at all?
I think I'm fine. Thank you, Nahuda-san.
Are we upside down? Oh, wow, they actually moved the books and stuff, too.
It looks like we avoided a collision.
I think...
Yes, the ship has come to a stop.
Oh my goodness. What about you, Nahuda-san? Are you hurt?
No, oddly, the ship took me out of my fucking handcuffs.
No, I'm fine.
Hello? Is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance.
Whee!
Oh, that sounds like Hanagawa
That's,
or whatever.
oh, that sounds like...
Yeah, Hosonaga.
Inspector Hosonaga. Is that you in there? Nahuda-san, bolt the door, quickly!
Oh, absolutely, that's what happened. Actually, what probably happened was that they killed him, got out of the room, and then the captain slammed the ship to get this to slide closed.
Yeah? Jordan?
I said, what? The bolt?
I said.
I said, what the? Look at that. Oh, that's.
Shut up!
The door was bolted. Did you do that, Sato-san?
No, I didn't touch it.
Well, that's strange. How did... And look at the books. Look at all the books. They're all just hello. They're just like that. They were. Oh my god. They're just like they were before that. Whew.
Nauru-san, aren't you going to open up the door and let the inspector in?
I better tidy this place up before. This place up first. A violent emergency stop has solved one mystery at least, and in a very vivid way. But I never knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant.
Uh-oh.
I hurried around, tying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart.
Oh God.
Somebody else dead?
Wait, to be continued.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Damn.
All right, 51 minutes into stream. That's it for today, folks.
Hi.
Alright, cool.
No, I'm kidding. What the fuck? Okay.
Considering how long the other sessions were in the first episode, what the fuck? Okay.
Interesting.
9th. Somehow the door to the cabin where we were ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Susato-san took a deep breath, then gently slid back the bolt.
Gently now. Gently.
Uh-oh. You! What are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters?
Ah, you both look unhurt. Good.
Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship.
Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though.
Oh, how did that happen?
There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw... Whoa. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop.
Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere.
This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see.
Someone triggered the alarm. Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside?
You wicked intruder! Dressed in all black, you are the devil!
Sorry? Me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first.
You opened my traveling case! How could you?
What? No, we didn't touch it.
That's right, Miss Pavla. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector! Yes? Arrest this man! I know he did it. He is a criminal. Is it not enough that he has killed a man?
Duh! And he's a stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? Wait, what?
Chicken, no!
Wait, what? He's power up a fucking
Take him
Pavlov
away.
punch.
Take him away. He is a dustbuster as well as everything else.
Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right. You are devil.
Doesn't look good, does it?
No, it sure doesn't. There is cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police.
Wait, a cell?
Please, Inspector Naga. Wow, I can't talk today. Is there nothing you can do?
Same.
This is Russian vessel. We really have no jurisdiction here. After my last efforts to appeal the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. This is terrible.
This is a real crisis. I gotta find a solution. If only a detective was here. Immediately! You go to escape through the ventilator? I just need to keep calm and focus with the tap in hand, which is investigating.
No, I'm assuming since we did like an emergency stop and everything slid this way, maybe something's in here that slid this way.
Don't touch my things!
You want me to show you where crawfish hibernates? Fuck, what do you want from me?
Mr. Nahudu, what do you think you're doing?
Trying to escape through the fucking ventilator.
Wow,
Oh,
everyone's
God.
attacking me. I'm just starting to think she was my friend.
God, this angle makes me feel sick. It still does.
Is there anyone who can help me in this situation?
Anything over here?
What the hell?
How the fuck did you get in here? Excuse me? Who put this cup back up? Who did it?
What the fuck? It's fucking gold.
What the?
This dude might be my favorite character in all the Isotechnic
What are you
games.
doing there?
And he's literally only been here for like one case so far. I am in love with this man.
Mr. Sholmes!
He's got his tiara. He's got the tiara.
This guy. I love him so much. Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. No, no, no.
No. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then?
Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. I'm gonna
What?
punch that hook. Wah!
Puzzle? I never knew whether to take this man seriously or not.
You again, the great detective.
Ah, Inspector! I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently.
Well, you might try looking for me somewhere else, somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time.
How the fuck did he get in here? Literally, the door was locked!
Unless he came in with everyone else and then just decided to go. Just like
I'm a spider!
I wasn't kidding when I said that. Like he was just crawling around on the ceilings. Maybe he crawled in and then went down to the hook.
What is it to report? Speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes? The case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Buria,
Yeah.
has been solved by me, naturally. Uh-oh. She's nervous. It's her.
What?
What? Oh, oops. Really?
I figured both of you probably would have said it. Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. Oh, are we gonna get to do the fun thing again?
Yeah.
Yeah! So allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I'm about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Fuck yes, my favorite part. Ha! You have solved it. Even a hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing student boy this morning, whom we found criminal in wardrobe. It is this stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it.
I didn't do it. Stop.
The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim.
It's either Biff Stroganoff or fucking Pavlova.
Oh, Hasunaga.
It was you!
Because, as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin. Yes, that is what I call... Yes, it's what's called a locker room mystery in a detective stories.
Duh! Locked room! That is point! Maybe it was Biff Stroganoff.
The room was locked.
Well, I can't deny that.
I can't imagine she would kill somebody in the one day that she's here.
There's no way the boat could have been drawn across from outside the cabin.
Come on, dude. You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all.
What?
Oh yes, there is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door.
What other entrance? We never discovered one.
Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man!
The ventilator?
You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole. Yeah, honestly, I'd believe him. His fucking face wouldn't even fit in there.
That's because your arms are as thick as a tree trunk.
Conkeldor over here is fucking holding on to tree trunks.
You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not impossible.
Ah, but it is. And last night the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator.
Mr. Sholmes, do you mean, excuse me. Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. It looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Adieu. Precisely, my dear madam.
What does that mean? What is the speckled band?
The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Oh yeah, here it comes. Wah, wah.
Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing?
There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I'm about to expose for you all to see will shock you to the core. Behold!
What the?
That's a fucking big snake.
Stroganoff is no
I
quiet.
need a picture of this real quick to send to Jake.
Honk.
This is
Honk.
beautiful.
Honk.
Okay, phone.
For those who are watching our stream, I have a D&D character that has a pet snake. It honks like a semi-truck.
Labeling is the one thing we don't stream.
Yep.
Allow me to introduce you all to the band, the Speckled Band.
Speckled Band.
Snack?
Snack!
Indubitably. Uh-oh.
Ellipses.
Yeah, all three of your
Ellipses.
characters back to back.
Mr. Sholmes, just one thing.
Pray, what troubles you?
Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say?
Hmm?
Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it
A striped band?
the striped band, wouldn't you?
Damn it, Tyler, stop spoiling it.
You both see and observe, with distinction, however. Do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? Oh, theoretically he might not have actually wrote it? Is that what we're ensuing right now?
Oh, my goodness, really? It's a trap!
It's a trap!
How exactly?
Get out of there!
I think perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova?
I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. The whole thing has nothing to do with me.
I did not do it, no.
Did not.
There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts, Mark. Number one. Last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two, Mark. That same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
No.
Alright,
Yeah.
you win.
She turned white as a bowl of rice again. I mean, she is Russian.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
she
you
already
must be
looks
right.
like one.
He hit the nail on the head.
The young woman's friend killed Mr. Asogi?
It looks like he can't even speak with that snake coiled around his head.
I want him to speak through the snake.
The
I would
snake just
advise
starts
as
talking.
little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Yes. 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 Yes.
Great
Oh, I'm
deduction.
so happy.
Graham is a point.
I gotta get my snapping finger sound effect. Hold on.
Topic 1. Intruder's identity.
Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall these horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. What? And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So when you ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. Oh? Ooh, I see where this is going. Okay. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way.
Trying to eat Sholmes.
What explanation can we give then, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? Oh, it was the tiara. No, it wasn't.
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
I did
And
not.
it does. Oh, but it does! You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. yes, that which you are trying, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's slowed skin. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin, no?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it slows its skin. A snake so dreadful we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India.
Illusion of a love speckled snack.
Snack. I'm so happy we're doing this again.
How Mr. Sogi died.
Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? None of this makes sense, though, because he died instantly. So, like, obviously none of what's about to be said makes any sense.
Exactly. We're here to discuss that, Tyler.
According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Oh, come on, man. Now, if we take that as fact... Whoa, where'd you put on the goggles? We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no, could this be?
Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. We've already done that. Oh. The almost, but not quite, imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snakebite delivered by your terrifying friend. This
makes no sense.
There is no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. It's actually in the books, isn't it? When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. That's a strong fucking snake to move that box. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt.
You don't.
But I do. It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend. Oh.
To train?
On a boat, though.
Indeed, you put the serpent through this ventilator, and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. So, do you deny the snake has undergone such training?
It's not true.
Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. Alright, man. Whatever you say. I agree with him.
Mr. Sogi died. Death by venomous snake's bit.
See, now let's be honest here. His deduction would prove me innocent. So, thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of the speckled band. I love this man.
I love this band. Group of
Are you not aghast by my powers? Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you'll observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature.
Incredible! You solved the mystery!
Oh, sorry. I accidentally hit Smiley too.
Ugh. I see now why Herlock Sholmes has become a household name.
My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Is that what Russians say?
Probably not. Could I venture an option, Mr. Sholmes?
Opinion.
But of course, what's on your mind, little one?
It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me.
Shut up, Susato. He's proving me innocent. I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly.
Oh, well, good. First of all,
You're fucking wrong.
is she gonna be doing it this time? Snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family.
You are well informed, madam.
And reptiles, don't drink milk. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see.
Wait, I've seen a video of a snake drink from a bottle.
Of milk?
Yeah, maybe there wasn't milk in there.
So, I'm not sure if it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. That's the thing that's throwing you off?
No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. So shut up.
Well, there's something else. Snakes have no ears.
What the fuck does that mean?
Maybe.
Ah! I don't...
Yes, so I'm not sure it would be really possible to signal to a snake by whistling.
Do snakes not hear?
No, they don't.
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
Conrad actually just told me that when we hung out with them a few weeks ago at his place.
Yeah.
They sense everything with their nose and the other senses.
Is that why is that why the whole like snake tamer thing with like the instrument
movement?
and
Yeah.
the movement and
No,
everything?
Yep.
that's because the person doing the flute is going with the snake's movement.
Yep.
So they could theoretically not play the instrument and still just do the movement.
Yeah,
It would come
yeah,
up.
that's it.
Oh my god, I've actually learned something from video games?
Yeah.
Wow. But madam, what about the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? Am I Schultz?
Wow.
Am I really him?
Yeah, I told you. That's why I wanted to be the main character, Tyler, and you're Sholmes.
You're just metagaming this crap.
Holy shit.
I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements.
Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are intended to be practically useless.
Honk,
Honk.
honk.
So, I think we've been playing Fawcett wrong the whole
Yeah,
time,
how
guys.
is he even responding?
Woo!
Don't take it all on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes.
Damn them, they're breaking my logic.
There is one other thing.
You have more?
Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves.
Oh my god.
So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in those cabins.
Then it should try hard.
I've made him upset. I'm a bitch again. Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't come back without help.
Oh, that's where the door comes into play here. Okay. So sure, you could send the snake through to get in while it's locked, but then... Oh, but then if it was locked, then how did he kill him? Or how did they go back in to get the snake? Maybe it wasn't locked.
What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake had a part in this.
Oh,
Oh,
what you did?
My detective
why am I a
powers-
bitch?
My detective powers have been stripped from me. You've crushed my spirit,
That's out of my spirit.
my very soul. Everything of my being.
I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Nahudo.
Oh no, you don't mean.
Oh yeah!
Yes, we need to modify Mr. Soames' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be.
I'm loving this theme too! God, everything about this is getting me so hyped! I can feel the fucking chills coming down.
I had a feeling that was coming.
Fuck yeah!
Alright, let's give it a try.
First, let me remove your handcuffs. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, right.
But first, take a look at your
Look at his
hands. So cast your eyes down to your wrists again.
What?
Whatcha?
Wait a minute.
Ah,
You done it again.
your handcuffs are gone!
This is so good.
Where did they go?
Fear not, I shall see they're restored after our work is done.
I really wish you'd leave them off.
No. Now, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
I do.
Fuck
Huh.
yeah. Course correction.
Hold
it,
it,
Mr.
Mr. Sholmes.
Huh? Oops.
Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself.
Ugh.
Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain.
She does have a pain expression on her face.
Yes, that is true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind.
But you're not sure Mrs. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there have been another way to interpret her expression then?
Let's take a moment. Excuse me, I yawned. And really look very closely at Miss Pavlova. Was she maybe
Ooh.
bit? Oh,
Ooh! Ow!
claw scratch.
Ow! Where the
Oh,
hell's that from?
Nahudo-san, look. That looks like a very painful wound.
Looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And fairly recently too.
Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here.
Is there another animal on this fucking?
Yes!
Yes! I forgot to get the fucking sound bit.
Aha! Yes! When you recall those horrid events, the claw scratches smarts with pain,
You better get better at reading.
right?
Indeed, and simple observation reveals the wound is fresh.
Yeah.
Miss Pavlova, did the fact receive that scratch? Sometime last night?
When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse.
And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on the portentous night? Why, naturally, It was the friend with which you boarded the vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected. Another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us.
Oh. It seems likely the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it?
Oh my god, hold on. Wait a second. The snake pet is actually his. She has a different pet. One that has claws, like a rabbit or something, or like a cat.
Oh.
That's why the
Could.
snake coiled up to him. Why wouldn't it stay near her if it was her pet?
Oh. Ooh.
Except, snakes don't have claws, do they?
It's got 3 fangs, actually.
Oh, sorry, I was yawning again. No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow.
Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers?
We should follow her gaze, Nahudu-san.
It's Biff.
That's where we'll find the answer.
I'm
There.
just now noticing that his fucking gut is hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does have a cat! I knew it! Oh, that's the bat!
Look at it.
That's the little bat!
Oh, look at the photograph in this frame.
It's so cute!
This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. So cute, look at
It's
it!
so cute!
Look
Oh,
at
its
it.
little bell broke!
Look at this jelly bean!
It shit the ground and fucking ran away!
It's the whoopies. She is exceptionally beautiful, isn't she?
Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that caught my eye.
You don't notice that it's a cat?
Maybe you better take a closer look at this.
Are you fucking serious? Do you not know what this is?
Little kitten.
Oh,
it's so
it's so
cute. I
cute.
want to click on it so we get more cuteness.
Look at this little cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling here.
Oh, it's so cute!
Oh, what a cute little kitten.
Oh.
It could vie with you, couldn't it, Nahudu-san? For the blackest outfit?
Does that mean compete? Is that what it's
Oh,
supposed to mean?
yeah? A black kitten. And from the looks of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it.
Oh.
Yes! Without a doubt, your friend is the little black kittens we see before us.
Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear.
Oh no.
Oh! The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you?
Look at that smirk.
Ah!
Blown back by the fucking power of the Sherlock Holmes.
Draka is my best friend.
Oh,
Oh.
Darka? That's
Oh.
awesome.
I couldn't leave her behind.
Oh. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue.
Oh, those are the cutest cats too.
And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Is the cat wearing a scarf? Oh my god! Oh, but it does! You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes! That which you are trying, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's slowed skin. Sloughed, I guess? Is that how it
I have no idea what that is either.
Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back.
Why would she do that?
if she just left it in her pocket, no one would have ever known.
Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Shobe's specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something.
That's not written right. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it took me a second to read that.
I thought deductions was a specialty, or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too.
Oh my god, he's got so many layers.
Anyways, I find it hard to believe. Whoa! I find it hard to believe that that's the skin of the snake. I can't read today.
In which case,
It's very clear.
just what is Miss Pavlova's hiding behind her back?
It's actually the cat. Well, let's just turn you around.
Oh.
Oh, it's the little whistle for the cat! I don't want that. I want the fucking thing. I don't want that. I want the other thing. I want the thing that's in your hand. Alright, well, I'm gonna investigate that, I guess.
Well, is it speckled? And it is a band, but what is it? It seems to be a soft and fluffy, a long piece of cloth of some sort.
It's a cat toy!
And that looks like a handle.
It's a
one
cat toy!
I think that might be a cat's toy. This is sort of common in the West, apparently.
Oh man, are you kidding me?
How is that a toy for cats?
Don't you fucking question it, I will destroy you.
Cats
Gizmo.
Cats like to chase the band around and paw it.
Oh,
Kittens in particular love this sort of play.
oh, I'm in such happiness.
You only need to wave it in front of them, and then they pounce to catch it.
Oh,
Well, in our-
that sounds positively adorable.
Well, in
fucking
our case,
dying.
in our case, our cat just likes to flop in front
Yeah,
of the
he
toy
really
and try
does.
to act like he wants
Yes.
to grab it.
Yes, the thing you're trying, but failing to conceal is a cat's toy.
Yes, precisely. And the true nature of the new infamous Speckled Band?
Ah,
And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator to try to get your cat back? You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it.
But why? For what reason?
My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return.
Ah,
In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka.
cat!
A truly troublesome feline young Darka's proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova.
photograph. Oh, look at this.
It's so cute.
That's so tiny.
I want a cat like that. It's big.
So do I. We need to get a bell for Gizmo.
It was after I gave her her food last night. And that's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the belt cord.
Aw.
Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator.
It's a fast fucking cat.
I mean, kittens have a lot of energy. Daraka, she's so naughty.
Naughty. Beloved kitten.
Aww.
Solved. All
Well,
right.
This one just went out the window.
Yeah, this entire thing is gone. Literally in like every regard. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury.
Nah.
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. By the cat.
What Mr. Shobe says is true.
Wait, what? No, it's not. Oh,
There were no signs of a wound anywhere in Kazuma-sama's body.
okay, yes, that is true.
That's right. But Mr. Sohm seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned.
Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now.
Hey, dude, just so you're aware, everyone knows that when you're poisoned, you don't shit yourself.
True.
But you shit yourself no matter what postmortem.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but... Yes!
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report.
Yes! I knew it was one or the other.
His neck was...
Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. He fucking... Yeah, let's be honest, he's like the Hulk.
Even Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know.
The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact... Goggles. We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no, could there be?
Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively.
Kazuma's died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something, or someone.
Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapons have been found, though.
Presumably, Dogga didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. He just goes like, meow!
Leaving no mark, just a fucking headbutt.
I suppose.
How awful would it be to be killed by a kitten?
Oh.
It's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly.
Yeah.
Could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident.
Oh yes, bad fall could explain it.
It's rather hard to believe Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man.
Well, we need to fix the seduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened?
Oh, did he trip over the cat and scuff his shoe and then fall and hit his neck on something? And that's why half the bell is there?
I wouldn't show that.
Because if he tripped over the cat... Oh.
Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively.
This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish.
Shoe polish?
Indeed. Positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results, the undeniable ingredients of shoe polish.
The color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Asogi's lace leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asogi must have caught his foot at this point on the floor and tripped.
Oh.
Trip.
Please, no.
And, by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life.
No! I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Solis lost his life?
Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now, your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it.
I refuse to.
I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that that's what happened.
But
And if this part of Mr. Shom's seduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here, in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes.
The other half of the bell.
where, I wonder...
Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere.
Is it in the case? I don't actually see anything. Not the tiara, is it?
This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first-class cabins have them.
Miss Pavlova only started accompanying this cabin late last night. Presumably, there's not much rubbish in there yet. Rubbish.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, what's that?
How'd you not see that earlier?
It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
It looks familiar. Perhaps it's more than you mind simply more than your mind simply playing tricks on you.
It's the wastebasket.
Yes!
Yeah! That's right. You hid the evidence that links to you and that victim's death in the waste paper basket. Ugh, so weird.
Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object in the scene. One that has a similar air, in fact.
Precisely. We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Sogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly.
Oh no.
So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why, it would be that part of this glass object which is evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin.
Ah!
You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not?
I don't...
I don't know. In that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question.
What?
Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes! The evidence linking Miss Pavlova and this little glass bell, that would be... So cute!
Yes!
Yes! If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darka's collar,
That's a big kitten.
right? The very glass bell in question.
It fucking is like the size of her.
Oof.
Jesus. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall.
Did the audio just pause to hear a purr, or is that just me?
And the cause of that fatal stumble, it was me too. Don't worry, it's a stream.
Discord. Okay.
Okay.
All right, get ready,
Oh,
Jordan.
here we go.
Your absent feline friend, Darka.
Darka. We're getting better. We'll get it, Tyler.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
We better get it by like the end of the game.
Right? Not the end of the first game, the second game.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's a second game.
I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry.
Oh. Poor kitten. No, the kitten's gonna get arrested.
That's by tipping over a cat.
Oh.
That's not
God.
true, though. That's not true. I have
Deduction
to assume
complete.
that's elementary.
But why would you have a huge cover-up then if it was a complete and utter accident of a death?
Because I don't think... Yeah, exactly. I don't think it was an accident.
Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova?
I don't think she's involved.
Tell us exactly what happened last night.
It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped under my hands. People do say cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes. She was the first. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her.
And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it. Also, if theoretically he actually did trip, wouldn't we have heard it? Like,
Unless you were absolutely conked out.
you would hear somebody hit something loud enough to kill themselves.
Maybe. Yes. Duh.
Duh.
And I had read the rules on the wall, and I knew that I was not allowed to have Darka with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious disease. It's a precaution, really. So I listened and I listened to trying to hear some noise in the next cabin. Are we gonna see a reenactment of this cat crawling through the vents here?
Oh my god, I hope.
It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought that it was safe. Oh,
So at that point, you thought it was safe to try to lure the kitten back again. By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin.
Darkland always loves this toy. But it did not work. Nothing worked.
Could you imagine if you slept and then woke up with a cat next to you? A cat you didn't own?
Like, hello, little what?
Oh, hello. Oh, he's so cute. You can stay here. It's like that one woman who woke up to having literal, like, I think it was some sort of like big cat cubs were in her fucking bed.
I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She did not return.
So the faint whistling sound Cosmo wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve a pet.
Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened.
Yes. So there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... Aww.
Thud.
I nearly passed out of shock. I heard her cry out, and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Kazuma was.
Alright, to be fair, Hosonaga, I don't think you could have helped protect him on that one.
This was a complete and utter accident.
See,
Is
what I
what
think
this was.
happened is that he fell and got knocked unconscious, not died from that. Because someone still went in to write wardrobe using his finger.
Yeah. From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and then tripping up.
Wait, what?
The SS Bura is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Asogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurking when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. But what became of this kitten afterwards? In the end, I managed to grab her and come back through the ventilator.
Yet Darka is nowhere to be seen.
It's like, is it hidden in her hood right now?
No, because she came in seeing that it was open and thought we had kidnapped her.
Yep. I must have forgotten to lock my case.
And now she has disappeared again.
Oh, she's in the other cabin. Gracious, that cat is as insufferable. Sorry, my brain is processing too many words at the same
Olivia,
time.
it's not just us.
Gracious, that cat is as insufferably restless as I am.
Well, he knows something about himself at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide on top of this fucking hook.
When I woke this morning, I heard a young man in the cabin next to mine had died.
Also, he's gotta be strong to do that, right? Like, to just hold himself with such a small little space. He's, like, holding his entire weight while being up against the wall.
But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back.
Fucking throw
She's
him
about-
against the wall.
She's about to. It looks like Susato is just about to go, hey! And
And
just
throws
throw
it.
her.
Oh, hold on a minute. Chotomate. What about the snack?
You're right. Where is it?
Wait, what?
If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavla, then whose is it? And where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board the ship?
Oh, look at him!
He's so
Aww.
Oh, I didn't say? Snake is my friend. His name is Pirosco.
Wow.
Oh, is that what he said when his fucking mouth was covered?
Probably.
The snake belongs to you?
He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here.
Yes. How did the snake get into this cabin?
But animals are not prohibited on board.
Ha! We were at sea for 1 year! You want to be so long without close friends? Without someone who understands?
Can't you find someone a little more human who understands you better?
He does not fight back. He has no hands or feet. And he does not hear. Therefore, he is always best listener. But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake? Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. Pirosco does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. It's venomless? Yes. Now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile.
And you feed him? What? Milk, I suppose?
Ha! Say they milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Perosco eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses.
Oh, so... Is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for?
Oh,
Oh.
that makes sense. Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food?
Damn.
That thing says top of the food chain like the way in their eyes right now.
He's about to unleash his ultimate potential. It refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell cord. And it's not even venomous. How did the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Perosco has nothing to do with this incident. Well, if he's venomous, then he's a constrictor snake. That's the only way that they would be able to catch their prey if it's not venomous.
You see what he's doing.
Well, yes, exactly. He's coiling.
So that's what happened.
It's just that our Stroganoff friends here, neck is a little too tight so the snake can't choke
That's the
it.
truth behind my best friend's tragic death.
Not making sounds. I've made enough sounds. Miss Pavlova.
That you was...
I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. I will not hesitate to kill you, bitch. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then... No matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But... What are you talking about, Miss Mikitoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova confessed to everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events. An accident.
Living Snake in a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
Good book series.
Awesome series. And good movies, too.
Not so much movies.
I like
Show,
movies.
sure.
The show's really good.
I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Nahudo?
Yes! I don't know why, but yes!
Oh, to be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story. I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger in it.
How'd she get the other half of the bell if it went through the grate? It wouldn't stick to the cat's neck if the bell broke. So how'd she get the
if
other
it broke
half?
at a certain spot.
I don't think that's the case. Even if it was moving, climbing through this, it would definitely fall off while climbing.
I guess.
I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter.
Oh.
I'm only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction.
A distraction? Oh.
I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable.
God damn it. No! Not again. When did he do that?
Especially as they're on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call.
You were Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, But I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not?
Yes. Cosmo was my closest friend. I owe him my freedom, even.
In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear.
Oh. The headband flows.
The truth about how you really died, and about that scene in the cabin really came to be.
Ooh. What's this?
That's what it is, dealer. Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Excellent.
Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo.
So then, shall we begin?
Yes!
What we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in the cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance.
But we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident.
Hold it! Wait. Let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it?
Going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid.
You're a fucking special agent. You can't see it.
I mean, he does have a black eye, so.
Couldn't see it the first day.
Yes, it's all starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right there in Kazuma's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident.
Really?
Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally, unequivocally, that the victim's death was no mere accident.
Would that be the report?
No, his death died. He died instantly. So would it be? Oh, would it be this? The Russian word for wardrobe. Because if it was an accident, why would he write that anyways, right?
Yes! Yes! The truth is clearly recorded in the photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Stogie could have left this message on the floor.
The script. It's in Russian, isn't it?
Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe.
I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian.
You're looking more and more guilty, Pavlova. I'm not entirely happy right now.
It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast.
That doesn't seem likely.
Russian, I guess, in an American's point of view, Russian is a very difficult language to learn.
That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said before. There is no way that Mr. Stogie could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. damage to the cervical vertebrae, resulting in instant death. Instant death.
Ah,
He does seem emotionless, to be fair.
Which means after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything. Because he was already dead.
Where'd it go?
What?
no. That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't have possibly been there? What if Miss Pavlova told us was true? What?
Oh, so Sada-san has noticed it too then. Putting the message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence proves that this was no accident. In other words...
No. I wanted to present it.
Yes!
Could you do that in any order?
No, I think you have to do it in that order. This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor.
But that's the glass bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic?
Unfortunately, there is no very big flaw. A fatal flaw. There is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw.
You added the word no in there.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how.
What?
That's not really what happened. Then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin?
Ah.
How expecting more,
Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket.
Just say a trash can.
Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavla? Oh no.
Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That Sophie died last night in his cabin.
Whoa.
There was someone else in the room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth. In order to cover up his or her own guilt.
Yeah!
Nice.
Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Sogi's.
Oh,
Hold it!
Is that Russian dude?
You are wasting time. Someone else was there? Da, of course. We know this.
what are you talking about?
It was you criminal. Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out.
Oh, yes.
The only other person in the cabin when young student died was you.
Yes, it was me. It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened.
You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details.
But I don't know, Russian. There's no way I could have left that message.
Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details.
Would you mind?
Forgive me, my dear fellow. Oh, I see. He was telling him to stop interrupting him.
As I was saying,
That's awesome.
the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor. In an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And then the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor.
For fear of becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asogi really died.
Why wouldn't you pick up both pieces, though? Someone's trying to, like, put it onto her, I feel. Oh, yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces?
But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces anyways? Leaving half behind was always going to raise a question.
Yes, well,
It was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. That was pretty bright to me. Little wonder, then, that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. It was in half! It was half a piece!
You all suspect me, don't you?
yeah.
Hold it!
Where'd your snake go?
He has little coil marks on his face from
Yeah,
the snake.
Oh my
he always had-
god! Yeah, he
always-
is!
He always has.
He always had it.
Oh, that's super clever. I love that. I didn't even notice that. I thought it was just like some weird tan lines or something.
I mean, it is. It could.
Yeah, it is. Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on this ship, a member of ship's band. Oh, please tell me you were on that band. You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal.
Ah, so that's it.
You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is almost interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? You are a great detective. You should know. Look truth in eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Niet, it's impossible.
Ah, he's right.
No, he's not. The witness on stand is a fucking ghost.
Wait, I've read about this in the detective stories.
I did the face dialogue, don't worry.
Thank you.
People often tie thread around door latches so that they can open and close them from the outside.
Thread? Are you stupid?
Damn.
These bulkheads are not barn doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel, with not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used.
No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Nahudu-san, or Mr. Nahudu suggested it earlier, so...
You could shift it onto me like that. You bitch!
Oh, Steven Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside.
Not necessarily. What?
What?
I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it.
Oh,
And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before.
I don't believe it.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you?
A way to shut the bolt of the cabin's door from the outside. One way does spring to mind, yes.
Do you really know what Mr. Shomes means, Mr. Narahuda? Narahuda, blah.
Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen.
Woo!
Indeed we have! Wait, you were in the room during that part? So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Point out the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside. Oh. Oh, I actually am just supposed to point. Okay.
Yes!
Yeah! Look at the bookcase there.
I thought I was gonna like highlight to say that I could pick something.
See how all the books and things on it just toppled over?
That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before.
Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel, after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over.
Small object. You call that case a small object?
I believe, yes, it's known as. Whoa, yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects.
Wow, very knowledgeable.
Is this something Susato-san doesn't know? Is it nothing Susato-san doesn't know? Or is that in her book at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over the books on that bookcase also made something else in the cabin move.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was the cat! I mean, the board on the cabin door!
Where's the cat? Ah!
Yeah, where is the cat? I'm assuming in the other room.
It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had come into a cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted it down. But then...
Oh, here comes the tilt. Oh.
Hello, anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance.
Oh, that sounds like...
Spectre Hazanoga.
I was gonna say, we shouldn't play this whole part, I just realized it.
Oh, yes! That's it! When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and blocked the door.
Yes, it's made of metal, but small and light enough to move by the ship's sudden change of speed.
That seems extremely dangerous. Like, if you start the engine, then wouldn't it slide back?
Yeah, I mean, if it moves from like 0 to like 100 right away, then probably. But moving from 100 to a sudden stop.
Yeah, I suppose it's not gonna pick up enough speed to initially do that.
Yeah. Or the force of inertia.
Inertia.
Inertia. It's inertia.
It's
That's
inertia,
how
but he's mispronouncing it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out how he mispronounced it.
Inertia.
If you want to call it that.
Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Asogi was killed?
You know, it would have been a shame if that sword fell out of his hat and like stabbed him at the same time.
I imagine that those fell because of the shift, too.
Oh yeah, probably.
That would make sense why all that stuff fell down then.
True.
Oh, and why all of his stuff is shifted, because if you look at his desk, all of his stuff is shifted to the left.
Oh yeah, everything's fucked up.
The SS Burra made another emergency stop.
The only thing that's odd is the fact that this fell to the right. The ink pad thing. The ink well.
When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves have toppled over, and all the ornaments. Well, they're the same thing. It's almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over.
The cat
Oh,
did it.
yes! I remember that.
The cat pushed everything off.
And I stood them all up again, didn't I?
She stood them up. Then when we came into the cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like Mr. Isoki's cabin.
Oh my!
Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova?
Are you out of your mind? You say Burya made an emergency stop?
It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying the culprit is actually someone from the engine room?
Oh, it is simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm?
Oh, yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there? Telling you only to press the button in times of emergency?
On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. I think he pressed the button earlier. Uh-oh. Wait! It was you! When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interests of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. Oh, he pressed the emergency alarm button. Like today.
Mr. Sholmes? Surely it wasn't you who...
As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion.
Yeah. He sounds almost proud of himself.
How dare you mess with the ship! I report you to Captain. You are in much trouble now. Now, I'm sure all that can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we now have learnt a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. I wonder if that's intentional. Like in case the emergency stop causes water to flood in.
Yeah, possibly.
So, what we must now consider...
Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Sogi, did the ship make an emergency stop, or did it not?
You are idiots! Boreal is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop, even in middle of night, there would be chaos everywhere. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well... It's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened. We have evidence to support the idea.
Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo?
Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night? The log, because it's empty.
Yes!
Demon Stroganoff. It's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't it? Isn't that right?
That is correct. Why?
And the ship's logs here. This would be where you record the details of your duties.
What are you doing with that? That is mine! Don't worry, it's just a mental thought of it. Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later. Oh, what a smug bitch. I left it there on purpose. That is where I put it always.
Point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase, "nothing to report," every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all.
Nothing recorded in the log.
That is... because nothing happened.
But if nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you?
Indeed so. Which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard this SS Boreal. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact.
Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop talking rubbish!
If I'm perfectly honest, find that a little hard to believe myself.
Oznaga, fuck you.
Oh, well, why?
well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have been noticed. That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurked so violently, and the alarm bells were so loud. I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night.
Well, no, that's a good point.
What of the throbbing?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We have all suffered with it.
Ah! Oh, yes. I have had a headache. You are right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. My head's been feeling heavy ever since dawn.
Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected.
He's right, my head's been throbbing today too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy.
You have a minor concussion.
I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back into the wardrobe. But the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe. And I had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Didn't I wake up when all that has happened to me?
Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you?
Well, yes. Sorry.
The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on?
Oh, well, Kazuha looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals.
So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it?
Yes, in fact. I had all of that. Kazuha wasn't fond of chicken.
Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all?
That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that relevant?
My dear fellow, does that not strike you?
Oh! Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there is something wrong with the chicken?
I do.
No! Really? Is that really true?
The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific, designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it.
A sleeping drug.
Do you mean whatever did this lace every meal with whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop?
Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. What a far-fetched idea.
Of course, that's what I mean.
Oh.
Precisely.
Oh, it all makes sense now. Okay.
Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator.
Well, maybe it makes sense. Mr. Sholmes.
Well, Seaman?
No.
I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And were to that happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself would be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade. Ah, he is gonna come into play already.
Please, no more. I will tell everything. I cannot make a problem like this for everyone anymore.
These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe.
Yes. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me.
We all agreed to help everyone together. She threw away everything, her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel.
I don't believe it.
You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was me. Yes, I remember now. I didn't know I was chewing on a lump of something strange, a bitter at one point.
It was just one lump of fucking sleeping drug. It wasn't like put in everything. Duh. We could not make all drug. How do you say, dissolve?
Talk about heavy seasoning.
Yeesh.
At midnight in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board.
Yep.
She was helped by comrade on shore with small fishing boat. While all the passengers of the SS Boreas slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of a slumber-inducing potion that their evening meals had contained.
Oh, that's what happened. The only people awake on the ship last night were the crew people who dislike chicken, and...
The crew, people who dislike chicken, and...
what's crew people too, yeah. The newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you.
Oh god, we're not finishing case 2.
You'd have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's cabin door.
I still don't think it's her.
But how does this make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case if there would have been complete chaos.
Oh? I wouldn't say so.
What?
Of course. Just like us, all the passengers would have been eating their evening meal of chicken in their cabins. After which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug.
Quite. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night.
Yes!
The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway. And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolts of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning.
Oh.
You have to imagine that there's probably at least a couple people that didn't lock their door, right? Like, even if they were super tired, they still would have locked the... They probably still might not have locked the door.
Shut up, Tyler!
There's like 400 people on this ship.
Shut up, Tyler!
Whatever room fucking Asanoka was in.
You're the reason why we're taking forever.
I'm sorry. You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night.
But I don't know any about all of. Wow, I don't know about any of this. I'm just a little girl.
You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories we don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes. A laudable trait. What? I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yes.
Do you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind. It is howling.
What accusatory cry of guilt?
Sorry, you lost me.
Proof of involvement, man, but you can't hear such a call with your ears. No. You must hear it with your eyes, for observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? I believe the time has come. For one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. Fuck yeah.
You thought it was over.
Oh.
You just
I accidentally clicked, but I figured something out. So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please.
What exactly, Mr. Sholmes?
I think that if we look at the body, we'll see that there's like these slight paler marks on the body, rather than kind of like a coil.
If you examine the neck.
Yeah. With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said, of these two prevaricators. What the fuck is that word?
Observation?
If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, wow, I can't read suddenly, or speak. We know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Sogi's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two is there when it happened.
Precisely. You're delightfully quick to grasp my meaning.
Alright, I'll see what I can see. We're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Cosmo died.
What?
Keep looking.
Oh.
Oh! She has such petite ears among that beautiful hair, like little pink shells.
Oh, what's that? There's something attached to her ear.
Oh, I expect that's what's called an earring? It's a little piece of jewelry.
An earring, is it? It really is tiny.
Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. So now all that's left is that clasp part that attaches to the ear.
If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken.
Look at your ears, man. Somewhere in this room. Did it fall somewhere? Just over there. I'm just gonna click on her other ear.
It's okay, chat. I know.
I'm just looking at it! Oh, is it gonna say the exact same thing? Oh, that is different.
That's an earring. The crescent moon part looks as though it's made from wood.
Really?
It's charming, isn't it?
Women do seem to love ornaments like that. In their hair, around their necks, on their fingers, and even hanging from their ears, it seems.
Well, jewelry is beautiful, Nahuda-san.
Alright, now let's present the,
Wait, what's on the backside of our sailor here? Or is that just part of his outfit? Like if you pan... Nope, other way around.
Oh!
Stop, Olivia. I thought Tyler was never going to see it.
I was not gonna see it. I was gonna absolutely present the ear.
Oh, look at this! It's some kind of stain. It's in an unusual place.
Yes, you're right. It looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken.
Ink. Looks like it had a color too. It's clear when where this came from.
Yeah, I think that earring placement is specific, where she has like a stud on one side and then something dangly on the other side. That's a fashion statement deal.
Yes!
Ink stain.
Ooh!
Seaman Stroganoff. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there.
Oh, that's why he's putting his hands there. He's hiding it. Ah, yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. What? Purple dirt? So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain? What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman.
He doesn't
Allow us
see,
to
man.
make it plain. Oh,
A very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform.
And I think what made it clear. Whoa! I think what made it clear is, or made it is clear. There we go.
indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it.
My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence that proves that the stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is.
Clearly, my letter.
Yeah.
I'm guessing? Like, I don't have a thing of the inkwell. No, don't look at that. Oh, actually, just look at that. Alright, yeah, present this.
Yes!
Yeah! Ugh. Yes, it's the photograph, and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform.
Ink? A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Ugh! He fucking elbowed Pavlova.
Right?
Ah, the penny drops at last. Now you see the significance.
Oh, that's me. The Russian wood on the floor was next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color.
If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means... you must have been present in the cabin, in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything.
Oh.
I arranged everything in dead student's cabin to make it look like the wardrobe man did it. Then I pressed button to make Burya do emergency stop and bolt cabin door shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel.
Biff, please.
Biff.
Biff.
Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet.
Biff, please. You must help me.
I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw a student boy on the floor. What happened to him?
Please, don't tell anyone. My little one. My little furry friend.
Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you.
The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Sogi's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell on the floor. On the floor?
Yes, that is right.
So after the incident, when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers?
Only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said that she was worried when she heard the sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked, so she opened to look, and you already know what happened after.
There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
I feel like we're gonna get like that weird thing where we looked in the past to see like the scene, and it's gonna show the door isn't unlocked. It's actually locked. What?
When you went to Mr. Sogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead?
Why?
I already told you. When Nina opened the door of student's cabin and looked inside.
I was asking Miss Pavlova.
Damn. Where? Oh, Miss Pavlova?
He's literally not moving. He's stoic, like a statue.
He blinks.
Ah. Oh.
Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared.
She didn't actually go check.
I understand, and I believe you.
Oh, you believe her, but you won't believe your friend Nahudu-san? This
Damn.
entire time?
Oh, is that finally it now?
No.
No. Have we discovered the real truth about Cosmo's death at last?
Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh shit, you're still here, dude. Sorry.
This photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. Yeah, we're gonna look into the photograph. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten, on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to me somewhat unnatural. What do you mean unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, well... If Cosmo tripped and fell, and some sort of terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck, which part of the photography print seems unnatural?
His finger being dipped in ink?
Well, no, he
No.
said that he staged it.
Right.
The way he fell? I'll be honest, I'm not exactly certain here. Would he have broken his neck by falling face first?
No. There has to be something. There had to have been, like, an object there that, would have destroyed his neck.
It must be here,
that
surely.
That doesn't look right. Allow me to offer you a piece of advice regarding the pursuit of detection, my dear fellow. When noting a crucial point, it can be helpful to keep your eyes open.
You calling me Asian, you piece of racist?
Damn.
And it can be equally helpful to use them.
Damn. Sorry. I'll try that again.
I think it's plain what Mr. Sholmes means by unnatural, isn't it? The words written in a foreign language underneath his fingertips, surely.
Oh. That particularly crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. No, I mean to identify another point. Okay. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. Would you land as the victim has? What of your hands?
Oh, you would have tried catching yourself.
Oh,
with your
yeah,
palms
his
out.
hand wouldn't be fucking clenched. Right. You look like the sort of fellow who stumbles with some regularity. This should be an easy task.
Why do I? If Cosmo tripped and fell from
Yeah, his hand.
Yes! Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist doesn't seem quite right.
He's trying to punch the boat to stop himself. The exact same thought occurred to me. Although I had to tell it to you. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something.
Beep.
Yep.
What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty
Of prying
of
his dead
investigating
hand
the
open.
victim's fist a short while ago.
Did?
He opened it up. And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow?
Part of her earring. Mr. Sholmes, show us, please.
Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? The answer is yes. Ah, there it is. This is what I found.
Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. Why does this look so familiar?
Man!
Ah,
It's almost like I looked at that or something.
right. Yes, you're right. A crescent moon. It is very pretty, but what does it tell us?
That the moon is pretty. It tells us nothing.
I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow.
What?
Like I've seen it before.
What? Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key.
What? It is?
The truth is now tantalizingly close.
How did that crescent moon come into the Cosmo's clenched fist?
This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe. Find the answer with your own eyes. What?
Her right ear.
Yeah!
Fucking shatter that glass.
Miss Pavlova, I noticed that on your ear. Even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding it must have broken off, I suppose.
What?
But looking at your other ear, I noticed a crescent moon.
It's the fucked up. I don't believe it. Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there is only one logical conclusion.
You're having an affair.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah,
Mr.
it's obvious.
Naruhodo. They're having an affair. Dude, that is pedophilia. She is like 15. Actually, how old is she again? I'm pretty sure she's young. Too
15 or
young.
16, somewhere around those ages, yeah.
15.
Yeah.
And he's what?
He's like 23. Cosmo's like 23.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
he 23?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, how old is Satusa or Sadasa?
Susato? 16.
Oh, does she have a crush on? Oh no.
Wasn't he trained by her father?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she might have a crush on him. Oh,
I think she probably sees him more like a brother.
Oh, could be that.
No,
That's not
shut
what
up.
Oni-chan.
Oni-chan.
Miss
Moving
Pavlova.
on.
Sorry, the age gap in Japan is really wide.
Oh yeah, it's 14. That's the legal age.
Yeah, I suppose it's true.
It's time to admit it, Tyler. Can't deny.
Miss Pavlova. Mr. Sogi must have grasped the crescent moon and pulled it from your ear.
Ouch.
Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Sogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite arm's length from him.
No. My beef.
But then the question is, why did Mr. Sogi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in the clench of his fist during his final moments?
Oh, no.
Angel?
No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuha?
What did you do to my waifu?
Oh! Niet!
She did a Matrix dodge.
She sure did. She was dodging those objections left and right.
No, we're playing Don Karama, the truth lord. She's like, no! Man, think of. Oh.
This is definitely her.
When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, then a fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto the huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin, and I could relax after a horrible long day.
Meow.
Tobacco, wait! I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call with her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy. But nothing worked. Baraka would not come back.
Would a Who's gonna say it?
Ooh.
Oh, I suppose this is...
Yeah.
What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine.
Headband.
I'll never see it again. The young man from your country. He was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Daka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, I was going to leave the man's cabin.
Just a moment. Sorry, but...
Oh, yes?
I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before.
Ah,
Ah, of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina.
No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in a faraway east know a Russian ballerina?
Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment.
I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice.
I see. So you've run away.
Please, Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone.
Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here.
He's going to pull the cord. He's going to tell the captain.
Oh, it was a misunderstanding.
Because he was looking over at the wardrobe.
Yeah.
Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait! I shouted, and then Draka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And as he turned around to look at me,
Oh!
I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me.
And that's when you went to fetch help from Seaman Stroganoff, who was on duty in the passageway.
I heard Nina cry out and a thud on the floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at the cabin door, shaking like a leaf. She looked at me and said,
Help me, Biff. If they find out, it'll be... Please, I have nowhere to go.
So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. There was no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door.
yes. I went into the cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway, in wardrobe, still sleeping.
That's when he found me.
So you worked out a plan. To try to lay the blame on the stowaway.
I closed the wardrobe's doors and put back strange paper signs.
Luckily for me, that's the only reason Susada-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent.
I dragged young man's body to good place and used ink that was spilled onto the floor. I wrote wardrobe so that person who found him would look inside wardrobe and find Stowaway. And tell me, what of the glass bell?
It was by my feet, so I picked it up.
I see.
But it was dark in the cabin. I did not notice the other half.
Then Angel went back to her cabin and I finished job.
By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway.
Yes. Accordingly, the SS Buria did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt in the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery.
There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavela.
What?
Well, you said you told Cosmo about the fact that you ran away from your homeland. And it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right?
Yes.
But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem?
It was what he said first that made me scared.
What he said first.
I want to get a second opinion. What are you doing here at a time like this, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine.
Oh.
Even more misunderstandings.
Right?
He said an inspector was his friend. Ah, yes, meaning me. Who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before he could pull the bell cord, I... May I stop you for a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asogi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know.
He wasn't. He was going to the wardrobe.
What?
She's gonna cry, too, after realizing that.
What do you think, Mr. Nahudo?
Oh, well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but he was a man of his word. If he told you he weren't going to give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done it.
No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo? The day's work is not yet done, it seems. There is one more deduction to make.
Huh? Another deduction?
Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at that moment?
Seppuku.
Oh.
Oh.
Can we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? First, consider the victim's location within this cabin.
That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in that wardrobe, but still. That cabin has been my home for this entire voyage.
So this is how the cabin looked at last night when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama?
Yes, it's exactly how it was.
Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes! If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all manners of truth. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you follow the gaze to where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Pavla, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? The bell cord! The wardrobe. My wardrobe. I was in there at the time. Of course, sleeping soundly. Too soundly. If only I haven't eaten that chicken that was laced with a sleeping drug. If only he had woken me up, then maybe this tragedy would never have happened.
Whoa. Whoa.
Take that!
I couldn't move the pointer anymore. I could only rotate the room.
Considering everything that had happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Cosmo was going to ring the bell cord.
Yes, however. What is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe.
The wardrobe?
And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly.
Miss Pavlova, please think back very carefully. What were Mr. Zogi's exact words last night?
Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here.
Another opinion.
Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Asogi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt.
Oh no. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asogi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had.
Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for you finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that.
I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done? This music is really fucking sad.
Yeah, it's getting
And
me
so,
going, man.
At long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident of the SS Badia was finally laid to rest.
Aw.
Yeah, this gave me a sour taste too. I was like, this is all of like a misunderstanding. Oh, the ninth.
Oh, he's so defeated.
What
No,
happened to
don't.
Miss
If
Pavlova
Biff
now, though?
cries, I'm gonna cry in real life. You have no joke. I'm gonna fucking bawl.
Once we reach Great Britain, you'll be handed over to the British police at the Scotland Yard.
What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to reprehend her?
Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration officer and sort all of that out.
The Sholmes can do that?
You can fucking do anything.
So, she won't be going back to Russia then.
Well, at least she's got that much going for her. No, I don't think so.
Whoa, wait a second. Biggest question here. How does glasses get fixed and how's his bruises fine? It's been the same
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, really.
Makeup and new pairs of glasses.
Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's exiled for her life.
Oh fuck, really?
I see.
I'm sorry. Don't you
Even
cry.
Stroganoff?
Don't you fucking cry, man. I wanted to help our angel no matter what. But I didn't think about you. About how you lost a good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police.
That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Cosmo's death feels like such a waste, but
I mean, it was.
Didn't need to happen.
No.
well, do you think do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you?
Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to Consul to arrange your passage back to Japan.
Yes. I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different.
So, you should get back to your cabin now.
Oh.
Oh,
Looks
everything's put back.
Looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it even begun. Then, I think that only days ago Cosmo and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. That seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping?
Oh.
Sato-san?
Nahuda-san, I didn't know you had returned.
Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga told me I should pack, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. It's gonna kill her.
Jesus.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh.
I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that.
Sato-san.
He had such grand ideas for his visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away. Just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth. That it wasn't just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruto-san. It's just too much.
Yes, I know.
Wish there was something I could say. Never mind.
Inspector!
Damn it, Tila.
I thought it was.
My duty to Usogi-san, safely to Great Britain. But I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. So you'll let me in Great Britain.
Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again now.
What? Wait, wait a second.
Huh?
What?
The fuck?
Surprise, Mr. Naruhodo?
What is the meaning of this?
Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting.
Sorry?
So I decided to restore them, for old time's sake, shall we say. You are a stowaway, after all.
My god.
So that's something you would do.
Oh, it
since you were-
absolutely is.
He thinks this is funny?
Mr. Sholmes.
We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you, from the bottom of my heart.
Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. Ugh.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port, in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report of everything that's happened.
What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was a stowaway.
The teams of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant.
Was to be?
In the light of Mr. Asogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead.
Oh no. I don't care for me, but... Who's Sato-san?
My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All
Now
you
you
require is one lawyer, And the study tour can continue, surely.
Oh,
But there is no one here else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyers.
Oh, I've passed the bar many a times.
Mm,
Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid.
Oh? But
But anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer.
yes.
Mrs. Sato,
Yes.
do you think perhaps I might be able to do it?
Max, you scared me.
Ah!
but you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless... Are you studying law?
No, I'm not, but
I'm sorry, in that case I don't think there's even a chance that it could work.
But as I said, there's still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
yes, I have a month in which to study to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain.
Mr. Naruhodo! Oh my god, Naruhodo. That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all of that in 40 days?
There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bones, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to recognize as a lawyer, I will take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate.
But why put yourself in such a difficult position?
Okazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it was for my own benefit too.
I've got nothing else better to do.
That too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Mr. Sato?
Oh, a smile.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Thank you.
So, what does our best spectacled inspector friend say? What the fuck is that?
Bistacular or bistackled?
It had a P in it, though.
Are you serious?
Speckled. Be speckled?
Bespeckled?
Bespeckled.
Bespectacular.
Are you serious?
One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable.
No. It's madness.
No.
Madness.
This is Great
Ace
Britain!
Attorney.
Boom!
Oh.
He fucking kicks him into the wall. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree?
Fascinating.
Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Up here. Give us interest, give us fascination.
Speak for yourself.
Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Worthy of the Triforce of Courage.
Uh-huh.
Fucking looks at his wrists again. This gets a little triangle.
Very, very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice.
How are you gonna get
Inspector,
that?
After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said I'd do anything to make up. I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector! If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next, and how best to make my report.
I do.
Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer?
I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all.
Thank you.
And Mr. Naruhodo,
Oh, yeah.
I'd like you to take. I would like you to take charge of this.
Is he gonna have the sword in court now, too?
Me? Are you sure?
I'm sure it was what Kazuma-sama would have wanted.
Oh.
Its name is Karuma. Karuma. It's a great sword that has been in the Asogi clan for generations. Very well, I accept. I'll treasure it, always.
At least we'll have a way to defend ourselves. No tasering us.
So then, Mr. Sasato. It seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet.
It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. We'll fill every spare moment with a study.
Yes, that's exactly what I need.
Now first, a judo throw. Hwah!
But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you, too.
Oh, the music cut away. What happened?
Goodness, what is it?
Please throw me to the ground.
Hello?
3 times.
Hello? What?
I should have never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start.
Thanks.
But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. No matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable for behavior.
No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away, and the cabin door is being
No, I won't let you make an excuse for me. What are the circumstances? I should have never thrown you. And not just once, but 5 times.
Did she actually throw us 5 times?
I think so.
That never keeps creeping up, doesn't it?
Oh, we did get thrown twice in here. And then we got thrown 3 times over there.
Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it! Don't even think about it!
No. I don't even know how. I never thrown anyone in my life.
Look, if we've learned anything, right now we shouldn't be throwing anybody in this room. Alright? let's be honest here. We could have had 2 dead bodies here. Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes.
I've been standing here the whole time. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess, I was most impressed.
When did he see that?
With my eyes. I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling.
Oh, well, in a way. It's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of ancient Oh my god.
Jujitsu.
Jujitsu. I can't. Technique. I can't say that word.
Apparently, it's called the subtle takedown. It leaves your head swimming. Believe me.
How beguiling. Please throw me. I would love it. I'm a practitioner of combative arts myself. I am a somewhat accomplished boxer.
Here he goes, dancing around again.
Does he actually hit her?
Please throw him.
Hold on.
Please throw him. Please
Hold
throw
on.
him.
I want to see it. Yeah! Oh, right past the fucking head. He is really close. Wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arrest and throw? Oh, yes. Yes! I want to see him get fucked over. I want to see him get thrown against the wall. Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam.
Oh,
No,
of course.
we're gonna get thrown! No! We're gonna get thrown! No!
Are you ready, Mr. Naruto?
Sorry.
No! What the fuck?
See, I would like if the inspector just like popped up behind her right now.
I
It's
would
like,
love
oh,
it.
As you can see, you throw from the abdomen.
There he is. Oh yes, arresting indeed. And that is what the term Susato takedown is?
Actually, no. That was a Susato squash.
What?
Oh, I'm blacking out. Oh.
You might need to perform all of these techniques.
In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Cosmo flickering into my mind.
Aww.
Karuma.
Oh,
I
this
think
is
you were
Cosmo.
reading
This is
from-
Cosmo.
yep.
Yeah, no. That's right. It's a prized sword that has been passed down through generations of the Isogi clan.
I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely.
Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Kuruma guides me. I truly believe that.
So the name compels its wielder to slice evil into two. Now, not that it would need much compelling.
On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. And I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me.
Of course, I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
That important thing he had to do. I still don't know what that was. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London.
To be continued. Maybe.
No, it's end.
Cosmo's spirit is in the sword. He's with us always now.
I was
He
tearing
is
up
the new.
during that, by
He
the way.
is the new Mia, or yeah, Mia.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
the new Mia. The sword will just glow, and then his body will appear.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking awesome. See, now here's the thing that I'm super sad about. Like, Mia, all those, like, times where your, like, closest person or whatever dies,
Yeah.
they were all murdered. He died due to an accident. It was still
Yeah.
murder due to
Yeah.
misunderstanding, but it's way worse.
Yeah.
Than just being murdered in cold blood.
Ugh.
So, I'm not sure if you could tell that whole case was about, pretty much, glances and glances.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
misunderstandings.
Well, no,
Because,
the
like-
glances is the mechanic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's what it's pretty much explained for the whole thing.
Ah, okay.
But that's how far as I got. So from this point on, I don't know anything else. So
Oh, next
we
week,
going-
Jordan.
I'll be throwing in theories with you all next time.
Yes.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I was just sitting there. I was like, no.
I still can't believe she did it though. I'm super
Yeah?
sad.
Yeah, it's a
All
spaghetti.
under a misunderstanding.
Right? It's just a bit of taste. It's like, man, the fuck?
Like, literally could have waited like 5 seconds.
Right?
You would have
I'm
seen
pretty
him
sure.
turn and walk to the wardrobe.
Right? I feel like he was going like, so he's like, he's like, I did something bad too. You know what? I should make her feel comfortable by showing her what I did bad too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh shit, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Oh
No
shit!
kidding.
I was murdered.
No shit, dude.
But that's all the time I got. So,
Ooh woo. Well, have a good day, Jordan.
yep.
That'll be it for the stream.
Yep.
Take
So,
care, everyone.
See you stream. Ciao.
See you, everybody.
Bye.